This might blow your mind. Maybe it won't. So this is the guy from the shooting in Illinois, right? His name is Crimo. He had 2 encounters. So the whole thing was, Kurt made a joke about this the last time we talked about it. So this guy had 2 encounters with police in 2019 over fears for his safety and that of others. Information that prompted Highland Park Mayor Nancy Rotering to wonder how Crimo was able to later legally obtain firearms. Hey, how about if you have face tattoos, you're not allowed to buy a gun? How about that? How about that? Is that because you're clearly an idiot with nothing to lose? Unless, I guess, you're Post Malone. Even then, you don't get to buy a gun. I don't want Post Malone having a gun. I know he indulges. So, and by the way, this kid, just so you know who this kid is. This, by the way, the town this happened in is the town from Ferris Bueller Days Off. Did you know that? The mayor of the town was this kid's Boy Scout leader. Yeah. And this kid's dad ran against the mayor for mayor. His dad's a prominent businessman in a rich neighborhood. So I'm going to guess that's how he obtained those guns. After he had 2 encounters with police in 2019 alone over fears for his safety and that of others. What do you mean, Jimmy? Well, the Highland Park Police Department received a report in April 2019 that Crimo, I don't know how this, I'll say his name is Crimo, I like it better that way, had earlier attempted suicide. Police spoke with Crimo and his parents, and the matter was handled by mental health professionals. Are guns a kind of mental health professional now? Is that what I'm to understand? Am I reading in too much? In September that year, a family member reported that Crimo threatened to kill everyone and had a collection of knives. Police removed 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword from the residence. Is his family, are they made up of old-timey pirates? What? So he threatens to kill everyone in his family. They call the cops. The cops come and take knives away. Okay, just so you got it. Highland Park Police submitted a clear and present danger report about the visit to the Illinois State Police. So you'd think this would be on this guy's record. Family members were not willing to file additional complaints, the state police said in a Tuesday news release, which is when this happened. I think it was coincidentally right around when his dad ran for mayor. Okay, now you get it? You're getting it? Okay. To buy firearms in Illinois, people need a firearm owner's identification, or a FOID card. Crimo was under 21. So he was sponsored by his father. His father had to sponsor him to get those guns. And his father did. Even after they had to call the cops on him twice and take his knives away. Wow. So I guess his dad thought, whoa, he's suicidal. And they had to take all the swords out of our home. But I bet owning a gun will teach him responsibility. Crimo's application was not denied. Why? Because there was insufficient basis to establish a clear and present danger. Wait a minute. I thought the Highland Park submitted a clear and present danger report. What in the F? Why does that not show up when you go for a background check? Or did it and they didn't, they just dismissed it? I don't know. Over the next 2 years, Crimo legally purchased 5 firearms, according to Covelli, including a rifle, a pistol, and possibly a shotgun. State police confirmed Tuesday that Crimo passed 4 background checks between June 2020 and September 2021. Remember, the cops were called to his house in 2019. And he passed background checks in June 2020 and September. What are these background checks? Are you breathing? Is that what they're checking? What are they checking? The guy had to have mental health professionals sent to his house a year earlier because he was suicidal. And they had to take his knives away because he threatened to kill his whole family. A year later, he passes a background check, and he's not even 21. So, I can't believe there are stricter background checks to write hacky comedy jokes for basic cable than there are for a mentally ill kid with face tattoos to get a gun.
Guns.
What? Believe me, they dig into your past if you want a basic cable comedy writing job these days. You'll get dismissed for bad things on your social media. Let alone cops had to come and take your knives away while you threatened to kill everyone in your family.
Jimmy.
Yes.
He made like it's not like fully animated, but he made a music video of like him in a shootout with the cops. He has a really disturbing online record that.
The only criminal offense included in his criminal history was a January 2016 ordinance violation for possession of tobacco. That was the only thing included in his criminal history on the background checks. Why? Is it because his dad is rich and he got it expunged? Is that what happened? Because then his dad is going to get sued and bankrupted, and rightly so. Because his dad got that kid those guns. And that dad should be sued, and that dad should be bankrupted. That should happen. If not for no other else, for deterrence to other asshole dads like that who want to buy their kids guns when they know they're mental. Look at the kid. You don't think he's mental? And his dad knew he was mental. And that's why his dad should be in jail. Well, but the symbol, what's that?
He had an Acura too. I'm sure his dad got that. Like, I doubt face tattoo got it for himself.
You mean you think his dad paid for the face tattoo? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what you were saying.
He was driving an Acura, that kid.
Oh, he was driving an Acura.
I think that had like pussy wagon on the back. Like, he exhibited a lot of acting out problems where you're like, I wouldn't hand him 5 guns.
Right.
If I was his dad.
Wow. So instead of the kid, like in Bueller's Day Off, the kid didn't know what, he felt, he didn't know who he was. And so he struck out against his dad by driving his sports car around. Like, that's what this kid gets guns and goes and shoots up a parade. Because he's more mental than Cameron was in Ferris Bueller Days Off.
Yeah, it looked like he was pretty isolated. Like, he didn't have like a Ferris Bueller to get him out of the house either.
Right. Yeah. So now where does your anger go? At mentally ill kids? Because that kid's mentally ill. We don't have a system in place that keeps mentally ill people, clearly mentally ill people, away from owning guns. We don't have a system in place. Boy, if he had a joint in his pocket, he'd be in trouble.
If I got when my internet was out, I don't know if you already said it, but when I was trying to look up, his dad was running for mayor the same year that suicide thing, and they took the knives out of the house.
Oh, so that's why
that happened at the same. So that's what I assume. I mean, I couldn't find it, but why do you think the family didn't want to press charges and look more into it? His dad's running for office, is my guess.
That would be my guess too. So now, where do you put your rage and your ire? Of course, the criminal justice system has failed us. It's a complete failure. All the criminal justice system seems to know how to do is incarcerate poor black and brown people at high rates. By the way, and do that in a way that's in not equitable. At higher rates than white people. Here we're going to Sacramento, back here in Los Angeles, Bakersfield, Indianapolis, Louisville, Cincinnati, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. Go to JimmyDoreComedy.com for a link for all the tickets for all our shows.